This week on 49ers Cal High Sports presented by U.S. Bank, everyone's playing football and we have the highlights. Tonight, action from 11 games played all around the Bay Area. We'll see Sarah take on Valley Christian. Pioneer battles Independence and Miramonte meets Berkeley.
We'll have baseball with San Leandro and Alameda, water polo with the Pioneer Mustangs taking on Willow Glen, and the story of the brothers from Northgate pushing each other to succeed on and off the field. It's all right now on 49ers Cal High Sports.
Welcome to 49ers Cal High Sports presented by U.S. Bank. I'm Robert Bronstein.
And I'm Aubrey Tolliver. A full schedule of football this week as we sprint to the April 17th final weekend.
We begin tonight with the De Anza Division starting league play. It's a great matchup with two longtime powers meeting in the opening game, Palo Alto and Wilcox, Friday night. The Wilcox Spirit section on the sidelines for this De Anza Division matchup. Pally driving early. Danny Peters firing over the middle and hitting Josh Butler in the back of the end zone, 7-0 Vikings. This is just Wilcox being Wilcox. A pile of people. The ball is in the hands of Luther Glen, and we're tied at 7-all. Still 7-all in the second. Pally driving again, handed to Josh Butler, and this is a tough run. Don't worry about a little face mask. Josh will not be denied. 14-7 Palo Alto. Wilcox comes right back. Jason Guerrero keeps it, breaks around the corner, and he is gone. 35 yards for the score. We're tied at 14-all. Wilcox takes the lead, but Pally battles back. Peters injured in the second, so backup Brody Simonson takes over and does a nice job firing here over the middle to Lucas Black in the end zone. It's 29-21 Wilcox, but this play was the dagger as Luther Glen takes the ensuing kickoff, and here he comes. Luther Glen, 75 yards on the return, and Wilcox is back in command. It's 35-21. More Chargers, and again it's Glen, 8 yards in. Big night for Luther Glen. Pally trying to get back in it as Simonson goes back to pass, scrambles a bit, fires deep to Butler, and the Butler did it into the end zone for the Vikings. Another score there, but Wilcox will pull away and win this one convincingly as Luther Glen gets another touchdown. He's in again. Wilcox wins it 56-28. Glen with 115 yards on the ground and that big 75-yard kickoff return.
Adrian Soriano here in Antioch as the Panthers host the Liberty Lions Friday night. The Lions looking to strike first, give it to Jalen Thompson, who finds a little seam, runs to the far sideline and turns on the Jets all the way inside the 5-yard line. Liberty caps off the drive in the second quarter. LJ Rivera kicks an 18-yard field goal through the uprights, and it's 3-0 Lions. Liberty adds on to the lead later in the quarter. Nate Bell throws it to a wide-open Biz rifle for the touchdown, and it's 10-0 Liberty Lions. The Lions looking for more just before the half, but the field goal attempt is blocked. Deshaun Young comes up with the loose ball as Liberty takes a 10-0 lead into the half. Third quarter, and Liberty keeps the momentum going. Handed to Diovion Hill, who breaks off a tackle and runs it all the way inside the 20-yard line. Then just a few plays later, Nate Bell decides to keep it himself, and that was a good idea. Nate dives into the end zone for the touchdown. It's 17-0 Liberty. The Lions get 3 more right here. LJ Rivera gets his second field goal of the night, this one from 33 yards away to extend the lead to 20. Antioch trying to mount a comeback late, but Damian Taylor gets it, a quarterback for the sack, as Liberty cruises to their first win of the season. Nate Bell with 2 touchdowns for the Lions.
I'm Danielle Podolsky in Alameda. James Logan taking on Encinal Friday night. Second quarter, James Logan up 6-0, but the Jets get it right back. Garrett Detheridge hands it off to Keir Stewart, who powers his way into the end zone. 6-6 tie game. The Colts coming the other way, and Marcus Sanders finds Jeremiah Patterson, who runs in for the score. James Logan up 12-6. Encinal in control now, but the Colts defense comes up huge with the sack. And the sacks keep on coming. This time it's Sayat Pedro for the Jets. The kickoff to start the second half, James Logan up 12-6. Patterson picks up the bouncing ball, dodges defenders, and he's off. Patterson on the kick return takes it all the way to the house. His second of the night. but Patterson isn't finished just yet. Fourth quarter, Patterson in at QB, he finds an opening, avoids the tackle, and pushes his way through for 6. The senior gets his 3rd touchdown of the night to lead James Logan to a 24-6 victory.
This is Allie Williams with highlights from Willow Glen girls hosting Pioneer on Wednesday afternoon. Caitlin Calhoun tosses it up and over to Sophia Andraken. She takes over, sets, and fires it in. Pioneer answers back. Paige Steffler pushes it in range to wind up and throws a shot to the far side of the net, but it's 2-1 Willow Glen after the first quarter. Second quarter, Eleanor Rose launches it, and the outlet pass lands in perfect position for Macy Wenzel. She pushes it up, and the shot is in. Willow Glen leads by 4 at halftime. Second half, Pioneers' Gabriella Lau biding her time before flipping the lob shot up, over, and in to score, but Willow Glen extends their lead. Claire Morey flips it over to Macy Wenzel. She spins and fires a rocket in, and the Rams go on a short run. A minute later, Wenzel this time avoids the defender and pushes it to Paige McCroskey. Pressure coming from the goalie, but McCroskey stays cool and finds an open shot, and the Rams get a couple more. Claire Morey, with a crowd of Mustangs around her, spins and gets it just inside the bar. The Rams were strong on offense and defense. Eleanor Rose leaps and makes the stop as the Willow Glen Rams go on to win this one 11-3.
Each week, we present the Players of the Week in a wrap produced by the Hip Hop Department at the Riker Center.
Here are the Players of the Week.
Riker Center, Cal High Sports, your Players of the Week, we back. Football games in March, meet senior Nico Torres. After such a great performance, this dude deserves his Flores. Running all over the field like an animal, you would think he had 4 legs. Defenders were chasing him play after play, no wonder they're feeling soreness. 142 yards, 17 carries on the ground. Took 2 handoffs to the house to get some points for De La Salle. Another day at the office for Nico and his Spartan brethren. Taking down St. Mary's 35-27. Highlights galore from sophomore Talar Yerganian. She navigating the waters like she's sailing the Mediterranean. The one and only Valley Christian water polo goalie made 13 important saves that'll make you go holy moly. No doubt she protecting the net, a relentless defensive presence between the pipes. A stalwart blocking the shots helped earn her Warriors win 7-5 against Archbishop Mitty in the season's home opener. A satisfactory result that surely the program was hoping for. It was. Riker Center, Cal High Sports. These are your Players of the Week.
Stevens Creek Chevrolet brings us the Spirit Corner each week.
Let's check in on the cheer team from Cappuccino High School. Coming up, it's the CCS Monster Game as the West Catholic League opens up with Sarah and Valley Christian.
And later, the story of Emilio Pucci learning to cope with dyslexia with the help from his little brother. You're watching 49ers Cal High Sports, presented by US Bank.
This is the gap that opened up when everything shut down. But entrepreneurs never stopped and found solutions that kept them going. At US Bank, we can help you adapt and evolve your business, no matter what you're facing. Because when you close the gap, a world of possibility opens. US Bank, we'll get there together.
One, two, three.
Get ready to cheer for your next new or used car at Stevens Creek Chevrolet.
Stevens Creek Chevrolet!
We're ready to make your buying experience safe and easy. Come to our dealership to see and test drive one of hundreds of great Chevrolet cars and trucks. Or you can go online to shop, order, and have your new car delivered right to your door. So get fired up for a great deal right here at
Stevens Street Chevrolet!
Go to SB Live California as your destination for the very best in local high school sports coverage online. SB Live brings sports fans exclusive articles, highlights, coaches, polls, and photo galleries. Get the SB Live app for the latest scores from games played all around the Bay Area and California. This season, SB Live brings you exclusive content in partnership with 49ers Cal High Sports. Follow us at SB Live CA on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. SB Live, the Bay Area's first destination for the latest in high school sports.
49ers Cal High Sports is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By Invisalign, transforming smiles, changing lives. By Stevens Creek Chevrolet, find new roads. By Wingstop, order Wingstop's new all-in bundle just $19.99. See wingstop.com for restrictions and details. And by Cupertino Electric, the company delivering power and possibilities and celebrating student athletes making a positive impact.
We are back with the CCS Monster Game, this one featuring two of the three teams with 6-1 records tied for the league title last season.
That's right, the Padres featuring Hassan the Missile Mahasan, a speedy junior slot back and quarterback, while the Warriors have Jurion Dickey, one of the top recruits at wide receiver in the nation. Sarah and Valley Christian, Friday night, and Aubrey was there.
Monster Game, yeah.
What better way to kick off the season with this WCAL matchup, Sarah and Valley Christian. Sarah's first play from scrimmage, quarterback Dominique Lampkin heaves it to Hassan the Missile Mahasan, who makes an incredible catch. It's 6-0 Sarah. 2 minutes left in the quarter, Warriors QB Jackson Berman throws it towards the back of the end zone, and Jurion Dickey hauls it in. The sophomore phenom gives Valley the 7-6 lead. But the Padres offense was hot all night long. Patello, Richards, Gee racking up the yards before being taken down near midfield, but that drive would stall. Next Sarah possession, Lampkin tosses it to Mahasan, and the missile takes off. When all is said and done, Hassan goes 60 yards to the house to make it a 12-7 Sarah lead. And the Padres would add one more before the half. Lampkin runs to his left and somehow finds Christian Peterson, the big man, in the end zone. The future Louisville Cardinal gives the Padres a 9-point lead at the halfway point. In the third, more Padre big plays. Lampkin sees his opening and takes it 25 yards. The junior quarterback with a big game for Sarah, and up next, Dom gets his third passing touchdown of the night. This time it's Joseph Villa-Roman on the receiving end, and it seems like Sarah might run away with this one, but never count out the Warriors. Jackson Berman starting in his first game at quarterback, and he can run, folks. The junior gathers 35 yards and would get another big play. This one for 18 yards and a score. And after a 2-point conversion, the score is 26-18 with 10 minutes left. But the Padre offense never lets up. Patello runs it in from 10 yards out to make it again a 2-possession game with 1 minute and 15 seconds left on the clock. Next Valley possession, Berman finding the Bay Area's very best receiver wide open in the middle of the field. Jurion Dickey hauls it in for the 60-yard touchdown pass. With a 2-point conversion, it's a 7-point game. 1 minute 20 left on the clock. Valley needs an onside kick. Will Cuddy, a perfect onside kick, and Dominic Oliver for the Warriors recovers it. Wow! But Valley still 45 yards out. They got a long way to go, and the pass falls incomplete. And the Sarah offense, the difference in this one, 33-26 Sarah. And we talked to Finn Williams after the game, who was stoked about it.
Hey,
Finn, what does this win mean to this team?
This means everything. We grinded for 15 months. This is the best feeling you can get. This is like, I don't take any credit for what I did. I give all my credit to the coaches. All I did was what they told me to do. It's a great win. It's a great team win. It's great to be out here. I don't want to be out here with any other team.
I'm Danielle Podlosky in San Jose. Live Oak hoping for some luck of the Irish as they face off against Silver Creek on St. Patrick's Day. First quarter, and the Raiders get on the board first. Derek Taylor finds an opening, and he's off. Taylor put Silver Creek in great field goal position, which the Raiders make. Silver Creek up 3-0 early. Acorns coming the other way, and Trent Cousins hits Messiah Salala through the middle, and he takes it in for 6. Live Oak leading 6-3. Live Oak back in control, but the Raiders defense coming in hot, and they get the huge sack. Second quarter now, and Cousins fakes the handoff and hits Brandon Hooks, and he turns on the Jets. The junior takes it all the way to the house. An 83-yard run, and Live Oak is up 13-3. The Acorns strike once more in the quarter and lead 20-3 at halftime. Third quarter, and the Acorns don't waste any time. Taylor hands it off to Salala. Salala, dodging defenders, finds the end zone. His second of the night, 27-3 Live Oak. On the ensuing kickoff, the Acorns get the ball right back. A big tackle, ball is loose, and Live Oak gets to it first. 4 plays later, and Taylor gives it to Cyrus Reyes, who powers his way through for the score. Live Oak cruises to a 34-3 victory.
Albany's Construction is the leader in construction for major projects all across the state.
Each week, Albany's brings us the Dirty Work play. This week's play goes to Gavin Cribb from Monte Vista, with 20 of the team's receivers and defensive backs needing to quarantine for last week's game. Gavin had to pick up a huge load for the Mustangs, and he did a great job, running for 235 yards on 33 carries. Gavin Cribb doing the dirty work, just like Albany's Construction.
Cal Hope is working to make it easier for teens to battle through the emotional stress of the pandemic.
Here's this week's Cal Hope mental health tip.
The best call against the pandemic is to wear a mask or face shield in public. You can play a role in stopping the spread by following the guidelines for social distancing and washing your hands often. We're all on the team Stop COVID-19. You can make a difference.
Coming up, we head to the peninsula for Half Moon Bay and Menlo Atherton.
And later, San Leandro meets Alameda on the Diamond. We have an exciting jam-packed show, so stick around.
People always ask me what I got on. They be like, hey Brandon, what you got on? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry about it, sweetheart.
Invis is everything braces isn't. More comfortable, fewer emergency appointments. Invisalign.
It's understandable to feel anxious, stressed, or lonely because of COVID-19. Physical separation, your own health, and the health of friends and family can weigh heavily on you. Call a timeout on work. Get a game plan for mental wellness with crucial mental health resources from Cal Hope. We'll help you carry the ball. Call 1-833-317-HOPE to talk to someone who can help, or visit calhope.org. Cal Hope, official partner of the San Francisco 49ers.
Every day, the sun comes up. And right on cue, the work begins. We start every morning, knowing full well we are in it for the long haul. Our work is a labor of love. No task too small, no moment uncherished. And although we're not often thanked, we rest knowing that our work is making a brighter future. This is more than milk.
Invis is everything braces isn't. Eating the food you love, life uninterrupted. Invisalign.
For the last longest time, and you're watching 49ers Cal High Sports Report.
We are back with football action with 2 of the best teams on the peninsula. Half Moon Bay using a big game from Tristan Hoffman for an opening week win.
The Cougars taking on a Menlo Atherton team featuring 4-star wideout Jalen Moss and a player we featured earlier this year, junior wideout Jeremiah Irby. The Cougars and the Bears Friday night.
The pregame coin toss as Half Moon Bay visits Menlo Atherton. First quarter, MA's Matt McLeod fires over the middle to Jalen Moss. The outstanding junior hauls it in and saunters into the end zone, 7-0 Bears. Later in the first, McLeod fires it out to Johnny Barbie, who breaks a tackle, keeps his balance for a Menlo Atherton first down. Later, same drive, it's McLeod to Jalen Moss. Their second TD hookup of the quarter, MA leads it 14-0. when the talented Moss gets into the end zone. Second quarter now, McLeod back to pass again, and this time he finds Jaden Stanley, who makes the catch, and then Jaden has some fun with the run as he weaves his way into the end zone, and the Menlo Atherton Bears take a 20-0 lead still in the first half. Later in the second quarter now, McLeod going deep to Jeremiah Irby, who gets behind the defense, makes the grab, a long TD pass as MA leads it 30-0 going into the half. The Cougars driving in the second half. This is Tristan Hoffman scampering in. One more for the Bears, and look at the one-handed grab by Irby. A spectacular catch by Jeremiah. The Cougars with another score late. It's William Moffitt to Hoffman, but not nearly enough as Menlo Atherton takes this one. 36-20 is the final. A huge night for the junior McLeod, throwing to some outstanding receivers. U.S. Bank brings us stories each week of inspirational athletes who amaze us in all sorts of ways.
And tonight we meet brothers from the Northgate football team. Their support for each other brings success in all sorts of ways. Northgate brothers Emilio and Tony Pucci have been anxiously waiting to share this field.
This would be probably the best thing ever because I've been playing flag football with him since 4th grade. When I was in 4th grade, he was in 3rd grade. And we've always been waiting this moment, always dreaming of it, to play in high school together.
It's going to feel great that I have my brother by my side. I feel like we're going to do well together. The team's going to do well, and we're going to be a great unit. I'm going to feel good playing with my brother.
Tony is a freshman and will play the shortened season on the JV team. Emilio, a sophomore, has snagged a spot on the varsity roster. The Puccis have pushed each other, practiced, and trained all off-season for this moment. But helping each other succeed is something these brothers are used to.
I struggle with sometimes reading and comprehending things. I switch things around in my mind.
Emilio battles with dyslexia.
It really hit me in middle school when I realized things started getting more tough for me, and I realized I was so frustrated and upset all the time, but then coming into high school I was feeling all comfortable because I coped with it and realized I have to go through things a little harder than others, and which I feel great about because it makes myself a better person and a better mindset to do better.
Emilio says he struggles with direction, which could make his role as a slot receiver difficult. But Emilio has learned to adjust.
So whenever I think of out, I think of sideline nearest to me. When I think of in, I think of linebackers in the middle of the field. That's what really helps me. I learned that actually over COVID. I've just been studying the game of football and seeing what I could do to make myself a better football player on the field and not get confused.
Tony helps Emilio work through some of his challenges.
If he's looking for help or he's asking me for help, I'm always patient with him. I'm always willing to help him because I know that he processes things a little differently, and that's okay. And I learn from him how he learns, and he can learn from me, and it's a good relationship.
He's always patient with me, and whenever I do switch things around, he always like, "Are you sure about that?" And I look at it again, and I'm like, "Oh no, it goes this way." He's been probably noticing this before I even noticed I had dyslexia, which is very helpful to me and my family because I know I have my brother that I could look up to, look down to, because he's my little brother, but he still helps me in a lot of ways.
And does it help that your dad also, has the same struggles?
Yeah, he has the same struggles, so sometimes we say stuff and it doesn't make sense to other people, but it makes sense to us. So it's kind of like our little language.
Well, we knew he was very much like me as a young boy with his learning situation. In our family, we don't see it as a disadvantage. We see it as a different way of thinking, a different way of doing things. We knew very young. I knew very young, as when my mom told me about me, she knew very young as well. I was very young as well. So I knew when he was, 1 to 2, things weren't clicking as normal, if you want to say normal, kids would. Everywhere else he was striving and doing well. The academics was just more of a challenge for him. It's something that we embraced as a family and really supported him with, and his brother Tony does an amazing job with that as well.
If he needs help, I'm always willing to help him. If he gets things mixed up or it's different, I'll always be willing to help him because he knows that I'm by his side and I'm always with him.
With the help of his brother, family, coaches, and teammates, Emilio has learned his own strategies in managing with dyslexia. His advice to those going through the same thing?
When you're feeling frustrated, just take a break, think about yourself and what you could do, and talk to someone if you need to, because keeping it in is not going to help. When you talk to other people and tell them you have dyslexia or learning disability, it's just going to make you feel better in every other way.
Emilio says one strategy he uses to help with his dyslexia is being really hyper-focused on the task at hand and to not be afraid to ask for help. The Pucci brothers played their first game this past weekend against Alhambra.
All right, best of luck to Northgate. Wingstop brings us the Wings of an Angel honor each week, where a student athlete talks about their favorite teacher.
Here's Emilio Martin talking about his favorite teacher, Jason Paranon.
I mean, I like them all, but if I had to pick one, I'd say my favorite is Mr. Paranon, my U.S. history teacher. Well, especially since on Zoom, you know, it's hard to get the kids to interact and stuff. And he's been like the most, you know, energetic on screen, even though it's hard, and, you know, he still finds a way to teach us. And I understand all the material, and so that's why I like him.
Our Wings of an Angel teacher will receive a Wingstop gift card for doing such a great job.
Wingstop is also honoring Terry Blanchard, a Wingstop owner who passed away this past spring from COVID-19. Wingstop will be supporting scholarships for athletes of color in Terry's honor, those scholarships to be presented at our award ceremony in June.
Coming up, South Bay football as Pioneer battles Independence.
And Santa Clara takes on Mountain View as 49ers Cal High Sports rolls along.
We've got 6 plus 1.
Wingstop for
Who ordered lunch to class? Chloe? Archie? Eleanor? Oh, so nobody will fess up? Fine. I guess I'll just have to eat it all myself. 10-piece lemon pepper with extra ranch?
Yeah, it's in there.
Awesome, thanks.
You know you want that smoky, tangy, sweet, and spicy sauced and tossed Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings.
Piercy Honda, located right off Highway 880 in Milpitas, is where you will find hundreds of new and pre-owned Hondas to choose from. Low credit score, no credit, first-time buyer? No problem, Piercy Honda can help. Find us online at piercyhonda.com to search our inventory, calculate your payments, and even complete your purchase. Piercy Honda is home to great customer service, great deals, and a more convenient way to buy a new or pre-owned Honda. Go to Piercy Honda in Milpitas.
The Guzmans were about to close on a home they adored, but at the last minute, their mortgage company denied their loan because the unusual home didn't meet their usual loan requirements. Heartbroken, they turned to Tri-Counties Bank home mortgage loan specialist Vincent Pagera, specializing in custom loans for unique homes. His team quickly designed a creative solution, uniting the Guzmans and their home just in time. That's a perfect match. For personalized problem solving, switch to Tri-Counties Bank. Service with solutions.
49ers Cal High Sports is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By DGDG.com, where we want you to be a happy car buyer. By the Rikes Center, where goals and dreams become a reality. By Tri-Counties Bank, service with solutions. 12 locations now open in the Bay Area. And by the Serena Group, here for good.
Hi, I'm Kathleen Pazine with Serena Group Real Estate, representing Palo Alto and the surrounding communities. I'm proud to support Bay Area high school sports on the 49er Cal High Sports Report.
We are back with action from the Blossom Valley League Santa Teresa Division.
This one has San Jose adversaries Pioneer and Independence going at it Thursday night.
Adrian Soriano here in San Jose as Pioneer takes on Independence. The Sixers get it on the board first in the first, give it to Creon Fitch, who gets a block from Isaac Cisneros, and Creon runs it in for the TD, PAT no good, and it's 6-0 Indy. But Pioneer answers back. Jake Tesuvas keeps it himself, and that was a good idea. Jake gets a nice block from Jaden Price, and he is gone! 81 yards to the house as the Mustangs take a 7-6 lead after one. Second quarter, and it's Creon Fitch once again powering his way into the end zone. PAT no good, and it's 12-7 Indy at the half. The Mustangs trying to retake the lead in the second half, but David Kanongataa gets there for the big-time sack. Indy gets a safety to make it 14-7, but Axel Garcia had other ideas. Garcia with the quarterback keeper and turns on the Jets. 41 yards to pay dirt, 2-point conversion no good, and it's 14-13 Sixers. Pioneer looking for more in the fourth, but Freddie Guzman forces the fumble. Alex Trent comes up with the ball to put Indy in good position. The Sixers get some insurance just a few minutes later, handed to Adrian Espinoza, who dives in for the score, 20-13 Indy. Pioneer trying to tie it up late, but the pass is picked off by Creon Fitch as Independence win their first game of the season. Creon Fitch leading the way for the victorious Independence Sixers.
The Mountain View Spartans getting ready for their very first game, taking on Santa Clara. The Spartans driving early. Trent Steffen tossing to Mason Davies around the corner and in as Mountain View takes a 7-0 lead. Second quarter action now. The Spartans driving again, handed to Leo Navarro, and Leo is in. That's 38 yards, and Mountain View takes a 20-0 lead. Still in the second quarter, it's Davies this time busting through the line, breaking tackles, and into the end zone, a 28-yard TD run, and a 27-0 Mountain View lead. These guys trading off touchdowns. Now it's Navarro's turn, this time around the far corner, and it's an 18-yard touchdown. Spartans lead 34-0 at the half. Santa Clara gets on the board in the third. Aiden Rangel rolling out and sprinting into the end zone for a Bruins score, but this one was all Mountain View. Inside handoff, and it's Davies off to the races, a 75-yard touchdown run. Davies with a huge night with 174 yards rushing on just 9 carries with 3 touchdowns. Steffen throws for 108 yards and a score for the victorious Mountain View Spartans.
Adrian Soriano here in Alameda as San Leandro takes on the Hornets at Lincoln Park. Alameda trying to get on the board, but the Pirates playing some solid D. Kaleo Velez underhands it to Xavier Marcus for the out. No score after 1. Here's some more stellar defense from the Pirates. This is Jaden Gilbert with a circus play in shallow center for the out. Xavier Marcus was dealing for the Pirates early on. Marcus getting one of his 4 strikeouts on the day. Still no score after 3. Top 4 and the Pirates get a runner on third, but Ethan Thomas gets a big strikeout here to get out of the jam. Alameda finally breaks through in the bottom half. Owen Firestone hits this one deep to left. The ball will roll for a while as Jake Cross scores all the way from first, and it's 1-0 Alameda. Just a couple batters later, Derek Balala grounds one to short. The Pirates get the out, but Firestone comes in to score, and it's 2-0 Alameda after 4. Thomas just dealing on the mound all day long. Ethan getting one of his 8 Ks right here. Alameda trying to add on to their lead in the 5th, but the Pirates continue to play some great defense. Gilbert makes the catch for 1 out, then fires it to Daniel Garcia for 2 outs. Then he throws it to Colton Lopez for 3 outs. It's a triple play. But this one belongs to Alameda. Jake Cross gets the strikeout here as the Hornets win it 2-0 to go to 2-0 on the season. Thomas with 8 strikeouts for the Hornets.
Lexus of Stevens Creek brings us the Volunteer Award, part of the Lexus of Stevens Creek commitment to promoting volunteerism.
This week's Volunteer Award goes to Paris Hing from Lick Wilmerding. Paris volunteers with Peninsula Food Runners, which aims to minimize food waste and feed people in need. Paris helps pick up excess food donations from vendors at farmers markets and other community events. Then she brings the donations to shelters and organizations around the Bay Area. Paris talks about why being able to help her community is so important.
I really enjoy helping out the community and making sure that excess food doesn't go to waste, and then helping people who need food. It's really nice to see families receiving help, especially during the pandemic.
Coming up, Miramonte takes on Berkeley.
And later, Las Lomas battles Acalanes. You're watching 49ers Cal High Sports.
We are back with East Bay action with Miramonte traveling to Berkeley. The Matadors with senior wideout Jamison Breitberg coming off a 500-yard receiving season last year.
Berkeley looking to senior quarterback Liam Martyr to lead his team this year. Miramonte at Berkeley, Friday night. It's Berkeley High back on the football field for its first game in over a year against Miramonte, and the Yellow Jackets came ready to play. A pooch punt is blocked by lineman Ivy Rowan Fleeton and is taken all the way back for an early Berkeley score, but Miramonte did not let that mishap faze them. On the ensuing drive, Russell Deep drops back and hits wide receiver Jamison Breitberg for the 42-yard strike, setting up the Matadors inside the 10-yard line. And just a couple plays later, Deep finds junior Tyler Dutto on a screen pass, and he takes it 15 yards for the Matadors touchdown, 7-6 Mats. But the Yellow Jackets do not settle. On fourth down, big senior running back Dante Searcy lowers his shoulder and rumbles his way up the middle to pick up the first down. A few plays later, senior quarterback Liam Martyr hits running back Malik Merchant on the swing pass to give Berkeley the 13-7 lead at the half. But Miramonte not going away quietly. Late in the third quarter, senior Aiden Brown keeps it on the read option, makes a man miss, then takes it down the sideline for a 48-yard gain. And just 3 plays later, Brown calls his own number again, this time taking it into the end zone to give the Matadors a 15-13 lead. Later in the fourth, the Matadors have a chance to put Berkeley away for good, but it's junior defensive back Craig Brown-Lawyer with a huge interception, giving the Yellow Jackets one last chance to win this game. But Miramonte's defense holds strong to the very end. Craig Hemming puts the pressure on the Berkeley QB, and the pass falls incomplete and completes the Matadors' victory, 15-13 the final.
The Willow Glen Rams heading to midfield for the coin toss as the Rams host Westmont. The Rams driving early as Raul Perez fires over the middle to wideout Owen Bartlinski, but the Rams drive stalls. The Warriors hand it to Adolfo Carrasco for 12 yards, but Westmont would not score, and we go to the half scoreless. But Westmont will break through in the third quarter. End around to number 1, Elijah Monroe. A nice gain there on this touchdown drive. The score comes here as Carrasco takes the direct snap and muscles his way in. 7-0 Warriors. Back come the Rams early in the fourth quarter. Perez stepping up nicely and throwing to Bartlinski, who makes a terrific catch. Look at that. Later on, Perez stepping up and throwing to his running back, Jacob Holland, and the senior is into the end zone. Westmont has a 7-6 lead. The Rams go for 2. Perez rolling out and finding Bartlinski. Another terrific catch for Owen, and the Rams have an 8-7 lead. But here comes Carrasco again. Adolfo takes the handoff, steps out of a tackle, and Carrasco goes 31 yards before finally being dragged down at the 9-yard line. And now here's Carrasco one more time, breaking a tackle, 8 yards in for the score, and the Warriors take a 14-8 lead. 4 minutes to play, the Rams driving, but this pass is going to be deflected twice before Perry Colin hauls it in. A huge play there by the Westmont defense. Perry doing the job for Westmont. Rams get the ball back with under 2 minutes to play, but big pressure by Brian Gomez, and the pass is picked off by Timothy Galvan, and the Warriors celebrate a hard-fought 14-8 victory. Carrasco with a huge night for Westmont, 148 yards and 2 touchdowns for the Warriors.
This is Allie Williams with highlights from Pioneer Boys visiting Willow Glen Wednesday, and we go straight to the second half. Pioneers' Kate Sekris launches all the way down to Ryan Lelly, heavily guarded but spins and finds an opening. The Mustangs score, but it's the Rams' turn. Ben Burren to Alec Berzanski to chase Lyles, and a swarm of defenders attack, but Lyles can take him. Strong work in goal by Aiden Carrig all day, battling away that shot. Back on offense, Luke Labras lobs it to Ben Burren. He has space and shoots it just under the crossbar. Pioneer in possession. Logan Wyseth to Jamison Cota. A quick pass to Caden Wyseth, and he fires it in. Mustangs keep battling. Ramsey Osborne tosses to Jamison Cota, and if you blink, you might miss it. A quick backhanded rocket shot brings Pioneer within 3, but the Rams keep control. Aiden Carrig outlet pass to Luke Labras. He dribbles, maneuvers, and creates space for the windup and the throw. The goal is good, and it's Labras' 3rd of the afternoon. And finally, Hudson Lyles passes to Parker Evans in center. He looks, and the long toss is in. The Rams celebrate, and a little smile from Evans as Willow Glen wins their home opener 13-9.
The Harker School honors top athletes for their work in the classroom each week. This week's Harker Scholar athlete is Acalanes defensive lineman Joey Carrillo. Joey had a big game in the Dons opener last week, and he sports a 4.0 GPA headed to UC Davis.
Brought to you by the Harker School. Last week, the Harker girls tennis team defeated Menlo to end the Knights' 266 league match win streak, which lasted 24 years. The win came after tiebreakers won by 9th grader Sophie Hernandez and the senior doubles team of Fonda Hu and Sachi Bahaj. Rachel Hernandez and Natasha Rajaram, both freshmen, also had decisive singles wins of their own. At Harker, transitional kindergarten through 12th grade students discovered their passions. Learn more at harker.org. Remember, if you weren't able to be at the game, we have entire game videos available for purchase on our website at 49erscalhighsports.com. Be sure to check us out on social media for lots of fun content, including videos, news updates, and lots more. We're at 49ers Cal High everywhere.
Please subscribe to our YouTube channel to get updates on when new videos are posted each week. We have videos going back several years, so go to our YouTube channel to find your highlights from the past.
Coming up, it's the NCS Monster Game with Los Lomas and Acalanes.
And back to the diamond for Arroyo and Berkeley. You're watching 49ers Cal High Sports, the #1 high school sports show in the nation.
We've all felt this gap. The distance between what is and what could be. While he's tapping into his passion, the US Bank mobile app can help you tap your way to your savings goals without missing a beat. So you can feed his passion. Earplugs not included. US Bank. We'll get there together.
It's understandable to feel anxious, stressed, or lonely because of COVID-19. Physical separation, your own health, and the health of friends and family can weigh heavily on you. Call a timeout on work. Get a game plan for mental wellness with crucial mental health resources from CalHOPE. We'll help you carry the ball. Call 1-833-317-HOPE to talk to someone who can help, or visit calhope.org. CalHOPE, official partner of the San Francisco 49ers.
For more than 65 years, Cupertino Electric has been delivering power and possibilities. With offices throughout California and project sites throughout the U.S., Cupertino Electric today builds renewable, commercial, utility, and data center projects for some of the most influential companies in the world. Beyond that, we are a people company. We build family, communities, and meaningful careers. Visit CEI.com today or connect with us on LinkedIn, Facebook, or other social sites to see our openings and join our team.
Devcon Construction is #1 in the Bay Area and Silicon Valley because of trust. 95% of our business comes from repeat customers. They know the customer is our top priority. That's why Devcon was the choice for the 49ers Stadium and for the Earthquake Stadium. Devcon was also chosen when outstanding schools like Bellarmine, the Nueva School, and Mitty wanted the very best on time and on budget. Top Bay Area companies know Devcon is the best choice whether it's new construction or renovation. Devcon Construction, helping to build the best in Silicon Valley. We're back with a big game in the East Bay as Acalanes comes off an impressive opening night win, taking on a tough Los Lomas squad.
That's right, two of the best in the NCS playing on Friday night. It's our NCS Monster Game, and our Allie Williams was there.
Monster Game, yeah.
It is week 2 under the lights, and tonight Acalanes host Los Lomas in the Dons home opener. Los Lomas will look to get their first win of the year, and we'll see if Jermaine Land can keep his momentum from last week. The junior scored 3 touchdowns against San Ramon Valley, including an 88-yard kickoff return TD. Acalanes will go for win number 2 tonight, and they take the field with senior Brady Hutchinson under center. Last week, Hutchinson threw for over 250 yards with 4 touchdowns. It's the Dons versus the Knights in this week's NCS Monster Game. Los Lomas showing off some moves during pregame, and they are ready to get things started here in Lafayette, and the Knights attack first. Just a minute into the game, and Diamond loosely hands it off to Jermaine Land, and the speedy running back picks up where he left off last week. Breaks through the defense and is off to the races. A 72-yard run all the way home. Los Lomas gets on the board first. But shortly after, the Dons respond. The reverse pass throws off the defense, throws off everyone, and Will Berrien fires to Sam Heyman way out in front of everyone. Heyman has plenty of room to tiptoe in, and Acalanes ties it up. Still in the first, Brady Hutchinson throws and connects with Sam Heyman again. He's in to score, and the Dons lead 14-7 after a quarter. On to the second. Brady Hutchinson scoping out the field, winds up and launches one all the way to Will Berrien in the end zone. The 40-yard reception puts the Dons up by 14. Las Lomas gets one more before the half. Jermaine Land punches it in to make it 21-14 Dons. Third quarter, and it's the Knights again. Diamond Loosely shows off the cannon, and Jabri Bevineau fights off the defenders to bring it down and tie us all up at 21 apiece. Fourth quarter, Diamond Loosely to, you guessed it, Jermaine Land, who breaks away from a crowd of Dons. No one can stop him, and Land is in for his third TD. But Brady Hutchinson keeps connecting. With just over 4 minutes left, Hutchinson finds Joe Evans. Evans runs in to tie us back at 28. And with 12 seconds left in the game, Hutchinson hands it to Nick Rossi, and the senior is in to score the winning touchdown for Acalanes with just seconds left in the game. Dons win 35-28, and game winner Nick Rossi talks about getting the win in the Dons home opener.
Oh, it feels amazing. I worked so hard during the off season. I put it like not knowing whether I'm going to get a season, and yet here we are now playing against our rival. They beat us last year. We want to come back, show them that we're stronger, and we're coming back to fight this year.
In Lafayette with the Monster Game, I'm Allie Williams, 49ers Cal High Sport.
The Berkeley Yellow Jackets facing off against Arroyo in the first league game of the season. Bottom of the first, runners on first and second for the Jackets. Ben Morgan lines the ball up the left field line. Jake Hilton comes on home. Next batter, the Arroyo defense trades 2 outs for a run, a double play. David Green, Freddie Ramos back to Green. Kevin Parker scores 2-0 Jackets. Hilton was the starting southpaw for the Jackets. He would strike out 5 through the first 3 innings. Bottom of the third, Parker smacks one down the third baseline, just out of the reach of the third baseman. He scores on a Morgan sac fly, 3-0 Berkeley. An inning later, Daryl Mays, leading off the inning, blasts it off the top of the center field fence, missing a homer by just inches. He is stoked about that too. Next batter is William Chang, and he switches places with Mays, splitting the left center field gap. That's run number 4 for Berkeley. Top of the fifth, Arroyo looking for its first hit. Tyler Finnemore comes through a rocket over the center fielder. Finnemore trying to get a rally going, but Jake Hilton is dealing. He gets the next batter to fly out to Micah Tomikawa. Jake would go 6 strong, allowing just that one hit as the Yellow Jackets fly to a 4-0 win over Arroyo in Game 1 of the Home and Home series.
Coming up, time for some baseball as San Ramon Valley hosts league rival Granada.
And our Clover Sonoma Dairy Deja Mu will check in with Oscar Freyer next.
49ers Cal High Sports is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By Lexus of Stevens Creek, we get it. By Clover Sonoma, the #1 milk brand in Northern California and proud partners of the 49ers. And by Devcon Construction. Build, design, perform, sustain.
To the Diamond now, where the East Bay League is playing a full schedule of games.
The baseball season was wiped out last year, so these players excited to get in a full season this year. It's Granada and San Ramon Valley in a game played Wednesday afternoon.
Why is everyone always picking on the catcher? Nick Putnam and Kyle Honsick getting the business there. Great defense all throughout this game. Look at the Wolves shortstop, Nick Mladnich, with a great diving catch going away from the infield. Top of the second now, runner at second for Dylan Baxter, who turns on this one and smokes it down the line and left. Racing around to score is Colton Trudeau. Jason Krakowski to third, and Granada takes a 1-0 lead. So in the second, one out for Ben Winnington, who loops it just over the drawn-in infield. Scoring is Krakowski, and Granada leads it 2-0. Bottom 2, SRV looking to come back, but look at Xavier Lordy with a diving stop, a toss to Josh Morano covering. That's a great play by the senior Lordy. Meantime, the sophomore lefty Morano doing a great job on the mound, getting the K to end the second here. Morano and Arizona verbal commit. Still 2-0 in the fourth. Granada looking to add on, bases loaded as Logan Mock sends it deep to right center. This one is trouble. We have way too many runners between second and third. The throw finally goes to the catcher Putnam, who tags the runner out. 1 run scores, and it's 3-0 Granada Matadors after a crazy play there. Granada gets another on a wild pitch, then bottom 4, more great defense as Austin Melendez races in and makes a terrific sliding catch. The Wolves flashing some leather as well. This is Jeffrey Kamba racing in, and he makes a fine sprawling catch. And now it's Granada's Dylan Baxter. These guys look like they've been practicing for like 15 months. Another great catch there, this time by Baxter. And now here's Baxter at the plate, top of the 7th, as he hits a sizzling shot to right. Scoring is Lordy, and it's 6-0 Granada. The Wolves get their lone run in the bottom of the 7th. That's Nate Saragino sending the ball all the way to the wall in left field. It's a double for Saragino. Noah Garcia scores, but Granada wins the season opener 6-1. Morano setting the tone as the starter. A big day at the plate for Baxter.
Time for the Be Happy Play, brought to us by DGDG.com, where you can be a happy car buyer.
This week's Be Happy Play goes to Timothy Galvan and the Westmont Warriors. Timothy gets the interception to seal the game, a 6-point victory for Westmont, and the sideline was pretty happy about it. Timothy Galvan and the Westmont Warriors with this week's DGDG Be Happy Play. It's Deja Mu. Clover Sonoma Dairy helps us look back at high school stars now grazing in bigger fields.
That's right. This week we feature former Moreau Catholic basketball star Oscar Freyer. Oscar is playing in his senior season at Grand Canyon University. Oscar averages 22 minutes and 7 points a game for the Antelopes this season. The team is making the NCAA tournament for the first time in school history. Oscar was fun to watch at Moreau Catholic, and his acrobatic dunks thrilling crowds night after night.
Coming up, it's the Service by Medallion Play of the Week. It might be this play, but maybe not.
But first, here's this week's training tip by our good friends at the Reika Center.
Hi, I'm Coach Sam Dempsey. Today's training tip is a low-high push-up. He's going to place his hands underneath his shoulders, press down through his thighs, then lift his chest and hips off the ground, maintain his core tight. On an exhale, he's going to push straight through the floor, hold for a position there. He's going to lower back down, maintain the same position, core activated, and push through. And that's your low-high push-up.
Lots of great plays this week, but the Service by Medallion Play of the Week always goes to the play we thought was the best of the best.
We'll count down the contenders, and then we will name this week's Play of the Week.
Of the week.
Okay, first up, Austin Melendez, a sliding catch for Granada, but Nick Mladnich from SRV does one better over the shoulder for the shortstop. That was a good one. Now to the pool. Jamison Cota spins, and oh my gosh, that was one heck of a goal. Now for football, it's Jeremiah Irby from Menlo Atherton with the one-handed reception, but we think Hassan Mahassan from Sarah did just a little bit better here. Fully extended for the touchdown. That was cool, but the play of the week, we go back to the diamond. Jaden Gilbert, a circus catch. The ground knocks the ball up out of Jaden's glove, but he comes back up with the ball for the catch and for the play of the week.
That's the Play of the Week, and that's our 49ers Cal High Sports for this week. Thanks for watching. I'm Robert Brownstein.
And I'm Aubrey Tolliver. Join us next week. We'll meet the soccer player and environmental activist from International High School who's already built a successful brand in sustainability. We will see you then.